I'm Ashton Addison from BlockWest Capital for InvestmentPitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Cynthia Wu, the Head of Sales and Business Development at Matrixport. Cynthia, welcome to the show and thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, Ashton, for having me here at the Crypto Coin Show.
You're very welcome. I'm excited to dive into the world of digital assets, financial services, and also gearing towards institutions and hearing a little bit of your perspective dealing with institutions very often and what that's been like. But I would first love to kick off our interview if you could give an overview of Matrixport, sort of the focus on the solutions you've been driving into the cryptocurrency industry. That would be great.
Sounds good. Sure. I basically started Matrixport with Jihan and John and also Daniel 3 years ago. It's Jihan and John's second venture after Bitmain. So at that time, we were very determined to start something in crypto financial services. So why crypto financial services? Because we believe that back then, the market was kind of in a stage of getting more and more mature, and more people, including institutions and retailers, are holding crypto assets. So what they need is crypto financial services in one platform where they can have basically most of their needs, if not all, fulfilled. So that including trading, lending, earning yield, and also various other stuff. So then that basically is the reason why we started Matrixport as a one-stop shop for crypto financial services for both retailers and institutions. So as of today, I think we have more than 10 products on our platform where people can fulfill, can trade, can lend, can earn, can use crypto as a collateral to borrow money. Mm-hmm. And there are also various asset management products to cater to different yield expectation and risk appetite. Yeah, so our slogan is make crypto easy for everyone. It's a very easy slogan. Mm-hmm. But it sounds easier than it actually is because the customer needs is evolving all the time. So we basically always need to stay ahead of the trend to identify what is the next business of what is next opportunity, what is the unfulfilled demand, and try to have that available for the users on the platform.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Great intro, Cynthia. And yeah, it's great to have a one-stop shop where you can consolidate, your assets in terms of the introducing different financial products to either do trading or lending or farming and whatnot. But of course, making it easy by also providing everything is a tough dilemma. And it's great to hear that you mentioned Jihan from Bitmain and the Bitmain guys. Obviously, that brings credibility to having a great first venture to expanding into something like this. And I know there's a lot of capital flowing into the markets right now, right?
Yeah. Having Jihan's name there is definitely helpful because I think he built his first empire, Bitmain. It's a successful business. So even when we started, it was really the gloomiest market condition. It was the beginning of 2019. I remember Bitcoin price back then was only 3,000. It's definitely far away from where we see it today. So back then it's I would say the bottom of the bearish market. But I think because of Jihan's name and the conviction, a lot of investors have been giving us very important critical backing, even in that very bearish environment. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Very interesting. And what kind of target audience have you seen respond the most to Matrixport's solutions? Is there a large leaning towards institutional investors, or are you also seeing a mixture of retail investors as well?
Sure. I think as of today, we have a good mix of both, but it also takes time to evolve. All right. In the first year, when we are just out in the market, our first batch of clients are many miners. And you probably can see that's one of the legacy reasons. And also, we probably back then at that point of time understand the miners needs a little better, right? Because they need to pledge their Bitcoin to borrow as a kind of a working capital financing, and we basically become a lender, a major lender into the mining industry. And they also need to trade and sell. So those are the common needs that the miners need, and they also need yield product on Bitcoin so that they can earn more Bitcoin. It's like virtual mining, right? Help them to hold like grow their crypto wealth. And then the second batch of influx customers, I would say, are the retail and also non-mining institutions. The retails are also begin to realize that there's a lot of asset management needs. They want to earn interest on stable coins. They want to earn various yield on the coins they're holding. So, and they probably want to do leverage trading as well. They want to do staking. So the need for retail users to earn interest is also growing quite significantly in the past 2 years. So that's another batch of another type of clientele that comes onto Matrixport. And at the same time, we also see the institutional clients getting more and more engaging into this industry. So these institutional clients were not crypto native people. They are like family offices, hedge funds, like crypto, like some kind of crypto fund. Maybe they have DeFi strategies, and also some like smaller asset managers. And we also even see the FS brokerages get interested in the space, and even corporates. So that comes that part is growing a lot in the next 2 years, especially in the last year. I think given the pandemic, there's a lot of macroeconomic background. This group of people get interested into become a crypto curious, and some of them start to hold and participate in various financial services in crypto, or they might be building their crypto arm besides their main business. So we definitely have seen in the past 3 years, we definitely have seen the market evolve quite a bit, and our clients have also evolved as a respect of that.
Definitely, yeah, I could imagine. I'm curious, on the institutional side and for the Bitcoin miners, how different is the business development back from when you were working in the bear market in 2019 and 2020, and now what has changed in 2021 as we're 3/4 way through the year?
Good question. So you basically asked me like, what are people's behavior and the difference of their demand in terms of product in bearish and bullish market, right?
Yeah.
I would say that in bullish market, definitely everything goes up, including the appetite of risk taking, and also the level of activities is definitely multiple times of that of bearish market. In bearish markets, normally people are looking to have a safer type of yield. I mean, they probably more realistic on the yield perspective. They want to preserve their Bitcoin. If they are long-term believers, they just want to hold on to their Bitcoin and maybe accrue more Bitcoin in the bearish markets. And I think people in these markets, if they are there here for long enough, they probably realize it's a very cyclical market. So whenever it comes to the bearish market, for those long-term believers or hodlers, they will realize this is a good time to basically build their position again. So as a result of that, then there will be more like collateralized loan demand. For example, they will use their Bitcoin and basically borrow crypto, and they will buy more mining machines. They will do more investments to make sure that they will be better positioned when the bullish market comes. So it's more like a position building. But because of the outlook in market outlook or price outlook in the bearish market is not that clear. So people, even though they're doing that, they might not be doing that in a very aggressive way. And when the market turns, when the basically market turns, when the market bottoms out, the outlook becomes more bright, then people will accelerate the way they build their collateral. The typical reflection of that is that a lot of people are taking leverages. They take leverage in the form of leverage trading. They take leverage in the form of collateralized loan. They are going to borrow more aggressively and then invest more aggressively. So that's an interesting pattern that we have seen. And in bullish market, of course, everyone is active, retails and also institutions. But when it comes to a tipping point where the market looks a little bit toppy, you will see some of the more like vigilant institutions, they will start to lower their leverage.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. No, great explanation. And yeah, I can imagine, the risk aversion goes down and people start taking riskier bets. And I'm curious, with the suite of products that are built into Matrixport, as the price of Bitcoin increases and more interest comes in, how do you determine what kind of DeFi products? There's all these different products that are coming out with different levels of risk and reward. Some of them fairly moderate and some of them a lot riskier. What kind of approach has your team made in delivering specific DeFi products to bring in a different variety of products for traders and investors on Matrixport?
I see. It's a good question. I mean, DeFi product has been, we call it Stand DeFi product because we're a centralized platform, but we also kind of provide a DeFi yield to the users on Matrixport since last summer, actually since the DeFi summer begins. And we have seen a lot of success and traction, interest, both from retails and also from institutions in that product. I guess the reason has been that really help people to streamline the process, and they can enjoy the benefit without going through all the hassle. So I think it's a very value proposition. So how do we choose like which protocols we participate and which we don't? Typically, we look at three things. First, we will look at the we're not absolutely yield driven because in DeFi there could be very crazy yield, but those yield might not be sustainable, and the liquidity and the history of operation might be very short, right? So in that case, if you get in you cannot really get in with sizable deposits, because once you are in, because the pool is quite shallow, the yield goes down immediately. So I think the first criteria we look at is the liquidity. How good is the liquidity? How sizable is that pool? So that means that we might not be able to join some of the very, very early stage protocols, even though the yield is crazy, but because it doesn't have any sort of size, appetite for size at that stage. So we cannot really be there. The second thing we look at is the securities. So we have security first is always our culture across all Matrixport aspects, product and that we've seen to our product offerings as well. So before we can offer a protocol on our in the DeFi pool that we offer to our users, we will have our security team to audit the code as well. So we will look at if they have security audits, that's great. Most of the protocol we work with has already been security audited, but if not, for a few ones that are not, we will be the security auditor for them. So basically, we have our team look at the code one by one, and then basically to identify and to grade them and to be comfortable enough to participate. Then the third thing, of course, is yield. We are helping our users to generate yield. So we'll look at the yield from the yield perspective that's both attractive and sustainable. And we also maintain a list of, I would say 20 to 30 watch list across different DeFi protocols. So we will basically move funds across 15 to 20 of them at any point of time to capture the relatively high yield of that during at certain point of time. So basically, it's like a smart pool mechanism where we move funds smartly on behalf of clients across 15 to 20 DeFi protocols, which if you are doing that as an individual, it's basically impossible to follow and carry out that kind of operation or bear that kind of high cost of gas fee.
Definitely. Yeah, great points, Cynthia. And we don't have a lot of time, but I want to look towards the future. I know your team recently closed a Series C fundraising. So first of all, congratulations on that. That's
Thank
great.
you.
I would love if you could, maybe touch on that slightly, and then also, with that closed, what are the next steps for Matrixport in growing in the future here?
Sure. Last month we closed our Series C. It's a very important milestone for us, for the team, because the valuation was above 1 billion, so put us as one of the newest unicorn in the space. And this fund was led by like DST Global, who is a leading growth fund, and also some of more influential and largest Asian family offices in Hong Kong and Singapore. So that's kind of a strategy for us, because Hong Kong and Singapore are two important markets for us at this stage. So having the backings from the influential families in these two cities is very important for our growth and credibility. And we're also backed by, continue to be backed by our early Series A and Series B investors. I think that's demonstrate their confidence in us to continue our growth. So that's great. So coming back to how we're going to grow after the post Series C, I think there is very important to use that resources in the most important area. I would say the first important area is continue our R&D efforts. So we have recently added a lot of new hires in our development team and also product team, because I think the core gene or capability for us to grow so fast in the past 2.5 years is the product innovation and the robust product experience, and also good UI and UX. So that we want to strengthen that capability to continue to make the user experience satisfactory or even better. So that's where we're going to keep spending resources on, and also securities. We're going to further, as our AUM grow. Currently, our AUM is $10 billion US. That's not small by any measure. So to better safeguard that resources, we're also going to further invest in building a even bigger security team, and also always put security first. So that involves constant investment. And the third one is that a global footprint. I would say go-to-market strategies. We are primarily in Asia. I would say 70% of our user base is in Asia right now. But we also have planned to expand into UK and also US. So we recently add a new hire in London and also Australia, and we also are planning to apply for relevant licenses in the US. So hopefully in the near future we could further expand our global footprint to become a truly global crypto platform.
Great, very exciting, and all soundly attainable goals. So all the best with that. For the viewers that are looking to learn more about Matrixport, maybe there's a bunch of North American viewers looking to start that expansion outside of Asia. What's the best way for them to learn more and start using the platform?
Sure. We are on the Google Store and also iOS Store. So I guess the best way is to download our app and see what's up there, what's interesting to invest in. We always have the hottest and the fullest range of products for your choice. And also we are quite active on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So you can follow our Twitter at real REAL Matrixport. And we will have all sorts of updates there as well. So stay tuned.
Great, Cynthia. I will leave those links as well in the description box below. All the best with Matrixport moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you for the questions and the time, Ashton. I enjoy talking with you.